Hi, welcome to Magical Living Coaching. This is Marianne Candido, and we are here for day 5 on EFT for weight loss. Today, we're going to focus on stress eating. I think many of us do that, where we're stressed and we just comfort ourselves with food. So right now, when we're going to go ahead and tap on the stress eating issues, you may not be stressed, so you may not feel that range of emotion, that charge that we always test for in the beginning. But what you can do is throughout your daily actions, when you find yourself stressed and your first response is to reach for food, to reach for your comfort food, the food that soothes you during times of stress, this would be a good time to do this. But it's also a good time to tap before you get to that point, because sometimes when we get to that maxed out, stressed out, pull your hair out point, you're not going to want to do anything but reach for that piece of food that soothes you. But if we go ahead and handle this issue beforehand, then you may not even reach for the food during stress. You might find yourself actually using other alternatives for stress reduction. Or you might find that your level, instead of being maybe at a 10, you're really at a lower level where you want to eat for this stress, like maybe a 3. And at that point, you might be able to say, good, this is something I can work with. I can tap on this right now because it's not just automatic pilot going for the food. Nothing's going to stop me. Okay, so it's a good idea to tap on this even before you get stressed. So just tap on this issue beforehand if this is something you know that happens to you. And then when you have an issue of stress in your life, take note of it. See what your physiological responses are to that stress. Okay, it'll be a great test to see where where you need to go as far as tapping. Maybe there's underlying issues, those core issues we talked about, to work on. And sometimes it may just be the surface that this is just your way you programmed yourself that you eat when you're stressed. Okay, so there may not be a core issue around that. It could just be this is how you comfort yourself, which we're going to change that. You'd rather comfort yourself in other more healthy ways that don't pack on the pounds, right? Okay, so here we go. We're going to tap. We would normally judge on a scale of 0 to 10. I don't have any stress right now, so it's 0, but I'm going to go ahead and tap, and we're going to use the turnaround phrases, the third round of tapping, to turn it around, and we'll maybe use some substitutions for that stress, like instead of eating, we'll go ahead and use some affirmations on how we can choose other options that are more healthy for us and more beneficial. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and start with your karate chop point on the hand. Even though I eat when I'm stressed, I still deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I eat when I'm stressed, I still deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I eat when I'm stressed, I still deeply and completely accept myself. I eat when I'm stressed. I eat when I'm stressed. I get on automatic pilot. I comfort myself and eat when I'm under stress. This stress eating. I eat when I'm stressed. I reach for food when I'm stressed. When under stress, I eat food. Okay, we're going to go ahead and turn that around. And we're going to go ahead and say, I can release this stress eating now. Stress eating doesn't serve me. I can find healthier alternatives when I am stressed. I can take a walk instead of eating when I'm stressed. I can take a hot bath with aromatherapy of lavender and eucalyptus and lemon when I'm stressed. I can do yoga when I am stressed instead of eating. Eating when I'm stressed doesn't serve me. There are other things I can do and I can see myself doing. I can release the stress eating now and replace it with healthier alternatives like meditation and walking. It feels good to choose healthier alternatives. Okay, so you can see where I was going with that. And then you can look at if there's anything that came to mind when you were tapping on the stress eating, perhaps what type of stress. Maybe you find yourself reaching for chocolate under work stress situations or family stress situations. You might find yourself reaching for carbs or binging. You know how we sometimes binge. It's not just that we eat, but we binge eat under certain stresses. So you want to kind of look at and examine what it is, if it's different for different types of stresses, stress from work stress to anger to emotional upheaval, to things that you can't control, because there's things out there we just cannot control. So why don't we work on that? A lot of times, much of the stress is, things that happen in our life that is beyond our control. So, we have to look at how to handle that. And instead of handling it through food, we want to handle it to just bless and release. You do the best you can. You do what you can, but what you cannot control, you need to find healthy alternatives to handle that stress. So why don't we go ahead and tap on situations we cannot control that create stress in our lives. Okay, so you're going to take your assessment of 0 to 10. Like I said, I don't have it right now, so we're just going to pretend that it's at a 10. Okay, even though I get stressed and eat when I face things that I cannot control in my life, I still deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I eat when I'm stressed because of things and circumstances I can't control, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I eat when I'm stressed because of circumstances that are beyond my control, I deeply and completely accept myself. Circumstances beyond my control make me stressed and make me eat. I eat when I'm stressed for things that I have no control over. I eat when I'm stressed and can't control the outcome of a situation. I hate it when I can't control something and it bothers me so much. I eat when I'm stressed and I cannot control the outcome of a situation. I eat when I'm stressed when there's a situation I cannot control. It drives me crazy. Situations I cannot control and I want to make better, so I eat. I eat when I'm stressed and can't control the outcome of the situation. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do the turnaround phrases on that. So we're going to sit here and tap and think, I can release the need to eat when I'm stressed. These situations that come up that are beyond my control, I can release the need to have to control that. These situations that come up that are beyond my control and I eat because of the stress, all I can do is breathe deeply and hope for the best. I need to release. These feelings of stress eating, because there's things I can't control, can be released. I can move closer to releasing that. There are other things I can do to make myself feel better. Walking feels really good. I can replace eating, binge eating, and stress eating with meditation, with yoga, with walking, with journaling. I can get creative and use healthy alternatives to turn around my stress. Okay, so there's lots of things you can go ahead and substitute for that, that just make you feel better, and also be easy on yourself. We want to affirm to ourselves that I'm moving closer toward that. I can move closer toward that. I can eat less, stress eat less when I'm stressed. I can move towards releasing and letting go, because that is such a huge thing in our bodies, is holding on to that stress and things that we are beyond our control, how we handle them. And if you think about it, when you have things that you cannot control and we sweat about them, we stress out, we make ourselves crazy, and in this case, we overeat, and which then adds more stress to us because now we have this extra weight that we're trying to lose. But if you look at it from a logical point of view, we think, well, why do we do that? We're only hurting ourselves. So what we need to do is find those creative ways in which what works for us, to substitute instead of food what comforts us, what relaxes us, what releases us and releases those issues. Because if there's nothing we can do, all we can do is focus on our well-being. And that is what is the most important, is our well-being, that we are in a state of peace. We may not be, we don't like what's going on, or we don't, or it drives us crazy, but we do need to get a handle on that and say, well, this is beyond our control. You just tap on those situations. And a funny thing happens with the universe. When we tap on things that are beyond our control, sometimes we actually will start to see things change in our environment with that situation. So, we are all connected. We are all part of one whole universe. And I'm connected with you. You're connected with me. And we are connected with them. And so when there is chaos and havoc surrounding our lives, what we do is make our inner world more peaceful. And then that will eventually reflect in our outer world. If any of you have ex-husbands or ex-wives, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The crazy stuff that goes on. And sometimes you just got to get to a point where, this is all I can do is worry about me, because my well-being is more important, because I can't change another person. There are always going to be crazy makers, if that's what they are, but I can see and attract less of the crazy makers in my life. So there, test it out. See what happens when you start tapping on your feelings, on your emotions, on what you're feeling. You could, my ex drives me crazy. My ex, makes me mad. You think about what they're saying. My ex always pits me against my, puts my child in the middle. That one happens a lot. My ex puts my child in the middle, and I get very upset with that. I'm upset because of this. So you're accepting that situation, and what you're doing is you're tapping on it, telling your body it's okay, and in essence, you are releasing that. So that's where we're getting at with, when you release it, those crazy makers aren't getting to you anymore like they used to. And then they'll start not pulling their stuff with you, because you are changing your inner world. You're not responding to their craziness, okay? And I don't know how this got off track from eating, but we probably do eat when our exes make us crazy, right? So try it out and see how that works, and let me know what you think when you start tapping on your stuff of other people that are driving you crazy. Okay? And when you tap on it, you're not eating, because you're working it out. You're working it out. And then, like I said, the other benefit is you're changing your inner world, your inner vibration, which is now changing and altering your outer world. And you'll start seeing improved relationships, less crazy making stuff, less chaos in your life. So tap daily, and you watch what happens in your world. So Okay, so that's what I wanted to go over today. And feel free to email me or make a comment on the post if there's any issues you want us to talk, any topics you'd like to talk about and tap on regarding overeating and weight loss. But I did want to share with you some really interesting observations that I'm having. This is day 5 for me too, working on my weight issues. And what's happened is I'm actually seeing my abundance level increase in just these few days. So what that means is a lot of my core issues regarding weight loss and weight and body image and what makes me overeat and what makes me crave certain foods, what makes me eat certain things, has a lot to do with their overlapping with some of my abundance issues. So it's funny how by clearing out some of my weight issues, we knocked those legs off the table. Those table legs were also the same table legs on some of my abundance issues. So once again, take notes, keep a journal about what you're noticing in your life, because you'll start seeing so many wonderful, wonderful changes in your life, and opportunities and doors opening and better relationships just by working on this one thing of yourself. Because who knows what core issues you have regarding your weight that are also core issues for something else in your life that you'd like to improve. And also to keep in mind, when you feel better about you, doors open, the universe starts organizing your desires for your other things that you want in your life because you're feeling better. It's all about law of attraction. And that's what's so great about using EFT. When you use it with law of attraction, you are getting double the forces of energy clearing to help you achieve your desires. You set that intention and you start clearing those blocks, you start feeling better. And if you're familiar with law of attraction, the whole premise is the way you feel, is raising your vibration, raising your energy level, your feeling. When you feel good, your desires begin to manifest. So I think that's also a thing that I'm facing here too, is I am feeling better about me. And that's reflecting in my outer world, and my financial abundance level is rising. Okay. So I can't wait to see what other areas in my life that are going to improve, just because I am working on my weight issues right now, okay, and my food issues and things that I have carried and lugged around with me for years. So thank you very much for joining me, and we'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about my carb overload. So do you like carbs? Are you a big carb eater? Carb overload is what I call it. And let's see where that comes from. I'll tap away what it comes from with me. Take some notes tonight and think about what eating carbs means to you, and what things come up when you think about eating carbs, and what feelings come up, and why do you like them so much, and what do they give you? What kind of feeling does eating carbs give you? Okay, so that'll give you some clues to maybe some of your core issues. So we'll see you tomorrow. Magical journeys, and thank you for joining me.